You just mentioned K-Splice. We've been talking about cloud and on-prem and hybrid, and let's talk about security, because security really is a differentiator, but particularly if you're going to start to put stuff into the cloud. Talk about K-Splice specifically, but generally security and your posture there.
So security first is sort of what you hear us say and do in everything we do, right? The database, obviously, security on the Linux side, security matters. Ksplice as a technology is there to do critical bug fixing and make sure that we can apply security vulnerability fixes without affecting the customer and not have downtime, right? And if you look at most of the cases or many of the cases where you have security vulnerabilities and exploits, it tends to be because systems were not patched. Why were they not patched? Well, not that a customer doesn't understand it's important, but it's a whole train of events that needs to happen. You have to, you get notified that there's a security issue in your operating system or application. Then, well, an application typically means it's a multi-tiered setup. So if you have to bring your database server down, then you first have to coordinate with the application users to bring the app server down because that talks to the database. So to patch one system, you basically have to bring down whole application stack. You have to negotiate with the DBAs, you have to negotiate with the app admins, you have to negotiate with the user. It takes weeks to do that and find time. Well, during that time, you're vulnerable. So the only way really to address security in a scalable way and reducing that window of time is to do it without affecting the customer, right? And so Ksplice is something that it's a company we acquired in 2009 and have since evolved in terms of capabilities. And so it allows us to patch the Linux kernel without downtime, right? We lock the kernel for 8 microseconds, so it's literally no downtime. You don't have to bring down applications. The user doesn't see it. There's no hang, there's no delay. And so by doing that, you can run a Linux operating system, Oracle Linux, and you can be fully patched for, on a system that hasn't rebooted for 3 years. And you don't even know it. And so by doing that type of stuff, it makes customers more secure and it avoids them, it saves them a lot of money in terms of dealing with project management and so forth, but it really keeps them secure. And so we do that for the Linux kernel. We do that for some of the libraries on top that are critical, like OpenSSL and glibc. And one example, I can give you 2 examples. So one example is Heartbleed was this bug in OpenSSL a number of years ago.
Yep.
And so everyone had to patch their SSH server. And that meant, basically systems around the world had to reboot, like a whole IT reboot across the world. With Ksplice today, if Heartbleed were to happen tomorrow, we would be able to patch this online for all the Oracle Linux customers without any downtime. No reboots, no restarting of applications, everything is running. Right? The amount of money saved would be massive, right? And also, of course, the headache. Another example is, and this was in Oracle Cloud, when some of these CPU bugs that happened a few years ago that were rather damaging on the cloud side, right, where you could basically see memory of potentially of other virtual machines running. Then the cloud, it's incredibly critical. We were basically able to patch our entire cloud in 4 hours, and the customer didn't know, right? 120 million patches or something that we applied within 4 hours, all online without any downtime. And so that technology has been really helpful, both for us to run our cloud, but the exact same patches and same fixes go to customers on premises as well. So this comes back to the whole, what we do in cloud, we also do for customer. And I think that's a unique thing that we have at Oracle, which is quite fascinating, right? The operating system we run for our customers, the operating system that's the host for the VMs, is the exact same binary and source code that we make available, just to be clear. The exact same binaries are the ones that you run as a customer on premises. So if you run Oracle Linux with KVM, you run VMs, you're actually running the exact same stuff as we do for our that we run underneath our customer stuff. Nobody else does that. Everyone else has a black box. So I think that helps a little bit with transparency as well.